And of course, standout from Ademola Lookman, getting 3 goals in this game and standing among the elite when it comes to hat-tricks in a major European final. Last player to do it, Jupp Heynckes with Gladbach back in the 74-75 season. You're seeing the names of Puskás and Di Stefano in there as well. In some very, very special company. Talk to us a little bit more about him, Gab, and his role at Atalanta and this achievement for him too.
Well, I mean, I think he represents something that Atalanta have done really, really well. So, you know, it's a mixture of players who it's a mixture of young players who they grow internally. It's a mixture of players who they spot at other clubs, maybe from second division, thinking of Jim City, who's just become such an important player for them, or who maybe are somewhat less heralded and who they build up. And other players with big reps who've been to bigger clubs, and maybe come up short, like Charles de Ketelaere, of course, who was at Milan. And Lookman, I think, fits that category. He made his debut in the Premier League, scored very, very young for Everton. You know, looked to be very exciting. Him and Tom Davies, bringing back bad memories, I think, maybe for Toffees. Ended up going to Leipzig. You know, they're like, yes, we got talent, we got to work with him. Didn't work out. You know, spent some time at Fulham, did well. Then he went to Leicester. They got relegated, and or maybe it was a year before. But he arrives at Atalanta, and he's the guy who gives you something different. Gasperini rotates so much of his squad, especially his frontmen, based on different situations. I was expecting him to come off the bench tonight. I was expecting Ketelaere and Scamacca to start, and then he throws this curveball at him. And he's a live wire, and he'll beat you one-on-one, and he loves taking on defenders one-on-one in space, and we saw that with Tapsoba, and it was the right call.
Jürgen, how impressed were you with Lookman's performance tonight?
Yeah, it's just wonderful performance. Imagine that, you score 3 goals, but also the overall performance. I mean, there was, as Stevie said, there was no bad players in the Atalanta team. There was an incredible team performance from all of the players, but obviously when you scored in 3 goals, you stand out. And what he wonderfully did is, I mean, he pressured the back line from Bayer Leverkusen non-stop. He was doing his work, defensive work. He was doing the work for the team, and then he was waiting and sniffing around for his moments. When he maybe gets an opportunity, and the way he executed the first goal, coming from behind and surprising the Leverkusen the defensive line, was fantastic because he smelled it. And he just spinned it then in front of the right back and just put it in. The second goal, fantastic little move. You know, he also there, he sees it, he has the vision, and he puts it into the far corner. Fantastic execution, but also incredible work rate. And this is the system of Gasperini. Gasperini tells all his players, listen, everybody has to do his job first, you know, and then if you can have a special performance, you know, we're more than happy to take it. But first of all, you do your work for the team, and that's what this kid did. Or the entire game, and that's why he deserves a very special compliment.
We focus on Lookman, and rightfully so. You score a hat-trick. We should focus on you and talk about you. If you look at the totality of the performance of Atalanta, I'll give honorable mention to a guy like Lookman'S in the middle of midfield. And I'll just say, maybe he should have gotten a yellow card early in the game, but he didn't. But he's chasing around people, he's tackling people, he's getting on people's faces, he's getting on the face of Florian Wirtz and say, I know you like to dance on the ball, I don't care, I'm going to get after you. This is not going to be easy for you. It's not going to be easy for you in the 5th minute, it's not going to be easy for you in the 95th minute. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be around all over the place, I'm going to tackle. And I think that was the mindset of not only Lookman'S, but Atalanta as a whole. So yes, I agree wholeheartedly with everybody that the level of aggression by Atalanta was far superior from Bayer Leverkusen. What I would say about Leverkusen is, in my initial comment, they were flat. They had no aggression. No aggression whatsoever. Surprise, in fact, blank stares in the players' faces that they were being challenged physically, that they were being challenged into their faces, that you're going to get close to me, you're going to foul me, and yeah, I'm going to get frustrated, and there's no reaction. When there's no reaction from a team that is the champion of Bundesliga, that has been unbeaten for as long as they have, it's not because they can't be aggressive, it's not because they don't have urgency, it's because I don't think they had it in them today. Mentally, I don't think this team was quite where it needed to be. Physically, you look at players that couldn't quite cover the distance. And when mentally you're drained, physically you can't respond, and it was very clear to see that this team was second best in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, and obviously we know what Atalanta can offer, but particularly this season, they've been sending out the warning signs in this competition, knocking out now, including Leverkusen, 2 of the domestic league winners. And of course, Stevie, Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool as well. That must have been a really big turning point when people really did start to sit up and take notice this season.
Well, I think as much as it made us sit up and take notice, if you're playing for that Atalanta team and you perform the way they did both home and away against Liverpool, you know you can win this competition. And I don't care if we're playing against a team that hasn't lost for 51 games. If we're at our best and we're sharp and we do what we're best at, then I don't care who we're playing against. And you saw that tonight. I mean, the third goal actually is a classic example of Lookman being at his best and the defender doesn't know what to do. Yes, and the commentary Ali's saying, you know, defenders should step up and close him down. Yes, in the book, that's what it tells you to do. The problem is, when you do that and you're playing against a kid who's got such quick feet and a quick first step, then most defenders are not going to go too close. And then you look at his second goal he scored. He comes in on his right-hand side and sticks it in the corner. So the defender's done the right thing in trying to take him on his left, so he's given him a little space. But then when you're playing against a guy who's capable of going to the left or going to the right and smashing it in the back of the net, as a defender, what do you do? And that's kind of where Leverkusen were at that time of the game. They didn't know what to do because whatever they did, Atalanta were just ahead of them.
Sounds like we might have an extra pundit on tonight's show. Yeah. Whose dog is that?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that was mine. Sorry.
Oh. I thought it was Gab's the way he was smiling.
Hey, the dog is showing more aggression than Bayer Leverkusen.
That's for sure. But can Bayer Leverkusen bounce back? They have a chance to do so. There is still another game to play for them this season. It's the Pokal final against Kaiserslautern coming up on Saturday, 1:30 Eastern. You can catch it here on ESPN+.